Isaiah 37:36. Then the angel of the Lord went out and struck 185,000 in the camp of the Assyrians. And when men arose early in the morning, behold, all of these were dead. 2 Baruch 63:6-8. And thereupon the mighty one commanded Ramael, his angel, who speaks with you. I went forth and destroyed their multitude, and the number of whose chiefs only was 185,000.
Only.
And each one of them had an equal number. And at that time I burned their bodies within, but their raiment and arms I preserved outwardly, in order that the still more powerful deeds of the mighty one might appear, and that thereby his name might be spoken of throughout the whole earth.
Wow. So there's a detail you get there in Second Baruch about what's spoken of there in Isaiah 37 that Ken was mentioning earlier. Did you want to go ahead and that you're good? You're good. What were you wanting to say about that?
No, I was just saying, like, the idea that I'm going to have a more superior body to someone like a Ramael who was able to accomplish what we just read is just like, I don't know, can't wrap my human mortal mind around that, but it's amazing. And then as you laughed as Gary was reading, he's saying only was 185,000.
Yeah.
Like that was nothing for me, right?
He just only like evaporated them from the inside. Just, no big deal.
Yeah.
And we'll just leave the arms and stuff lay over here, and so that,
So that is wonderful deeds.
It reminds me of a microwave. It cooks it from the inside out.
Yeah. I think this is saying so that the people around would know that this was something supernatural, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
it wasn't a human army that came and did it overnight. Yeah.
No, to give glory to the Father.
In fact, I read something interesting. This is a small side tangent about this event. Supposedly, Sennacherib sent this many of his army to Jerusalem to besiege it. At the same time, he sent the rest of his army, I should say, to Egypt to try to take over the Pharaoh at that time and attack Egypt. And the same night that this happened, supposedly there was I think it was either Josephus or Herodotus, one of them recorded that the army of Sennacherib that was attacking Egypt, rats came into the camp that same night and chewed all of their straps on their shields. So then the next day when they went to battle, their shields just fell off in front of them and they couldn't hold their shields up and they were all slaughtered. So Sennacherib, having been prophesied earlier in Isaiah by Isaiah to have utter defeat, his entire army was defeated in a matter of a day or day or something like that.
Wow.
Between this event and what happened with his other forces in Egypt. So it's crazy.
Massive amount of people. Talking about a couple miles at least of just people. All you can see, 185,000. Angel takes him out by himself. One angel.
Matthew 17:20, and he said to them, because of the littleness of your faith, for truly I say to you, if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you will say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move, and nothing will be impossible to you.
Wow. So I've always wondered about that, right? How could anybody in this mortal body make something like that happen? Well, I'd suggest that this is a capability that you would have as an immortal, glorified being with mastery over the elements, the ability to manipulate the matter and material world around you. Is you could absolutely move a mountain.
Yeah.
You have to have faith to get there.
Yeah, I've theorized that we're going to need this ability in the kingdom because the cities of the nations will be destroyed at the great earthquake in Revelation 16:18 on the day of the Lord. And so as part of the priesthood that goes out to help reestablish the destroyed world outside the New Jerusalem, we might possibly need to lift the Empire State Building off of Fifth Avenue and move it aside to help rebuild the cities of the nations, or just rebuild for livable spaces and areas. Because, I mean, if Nahum 1-4 and Isaiah 2 and all these other passages are correct, and I mean, every mountain, Isaiah 40:1-4, every mountain is going to fall into its valleys.
Yeah,
that's a restructuring of the entire topography of the plane of the earth.
Yeah,
that's a huge event. So we may have to go out there and pull a mountain off of a nice valley so it can be repopulated.
Yeah, you never know. Dig through the rubble to rescue survivors of the nations after the day of the Lord, something like that. That's a very practical application of this ability, right? So we've seen we've seen things like you'll be able to eat, you'll be able to teleport, instantly materialize and dematerialize. We've seen teleportation. You've seen, what else have we looked at? Just being made like the angels. This is something similar to telekinesis, maybe even, as far as what we can relate it to in modernity, what we see in movies and stuff. What else? What other kind of capabilities are we looking at here?
Ken, I'm just gonna knock on your door one day in the kingdom and be like, "Hey, bro, we gotta go fix Mount Kilimanjaro in South Africa."
Wake up! Come on! I know you said you like sleeping, but
Just give me another 100 years, Sean. I'll be there.
That's right.
Enoch 96:2. And in the day of the tribulation of the sinners, your children shall mount and rise as eagles, and higher than the vultures will be your nest. 2 Baruch 51:10. For in the heights of that world shall they dwell.
Okay, so now we're seeing a picture of rising as the eagles and mounting in the heights of the world. So we got some pictures here of some people kind of flying around, as we know that angels are capable of. Some of them are said to have wings.
Mm-hmm.
But what's the next slide? We got some more on
I
this
guess that
topic.
Enoch would be parroting. I guess Isaiah would be parroting Enoch with that regard, right?
That's Isaiah chapter 40. Yeah.
Or even Testament of Judah, apparently. Go ahead, Sean.
So here in Testament of Judah, chapter 26, verse 1, it says, "After these things shall Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob arise unto life. And I, my brethren, shall be chiefs of the tribes of Israel, and you shall be the people of the Lord, and have one tongue." I love that. Zephaniah 3:9. Restore to them a pure speech and one lip. "And there shall be no spirit of deceit or Beliar, for he shall be cast into the fire forever. And they who have died in grief shall arise in joy. And they who are poor for the Lord's sake shall be made rich. And they who are put to death for the Lord's sake shall awake to life. And the hearts of Jacob shall run in joyfulness, and the eagles of Israel shall fly in gladness, and all the people shall glorify the Lord forever."
Yeah. Eagles of Israel. Interesting terminology they choose to use. We see that eagles a couple times now.
Yeah.
But it's in reference to people, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, these aren't the eagles of the Lord of the Rings.
No. The Tolkien guy, he was onto some stuff. Nonetheless.
So this is a beautiful reference to the resurrection, just both the emotions and the capabilities of the new bodies that you will be able to fly. Just because, I mean, you're made like the angels, right? So the downward pull that is often mistakenly called gravity will not apply to you anymore.
Exactly. Buoyancy and density will not be limiting you anymore.
You'll have mastery over buoyancy and density.
Yet those who wait for the Lord will gain new strength. They will mount up with wings like eagles. They will run and not get tired. They will walk and not become weary. Hallelujah. No more soreness, no more, pains and aches in the joints to where you get tired. No more, all of these limitations that cause us to not be able to do like we want to when it comes to running and walking and the exercise, right? But Isaiah 60 verse 8, who are these who fly like a cloud and like the doves to their lattices? Wonderful.
I wonder, the passage in Isaiah there, I wonder if as part of our metamorphosis, like where we can change into whatever being, right? I wonder if we can have change our body to have kind of a mortal experience where I want to run 20 kilometers or 10 miles or whatever. And I want to feel the soreness of it. And then you make your body do it and you're sore. And then you're like, all right, back to immortal body. Oh, okay. I wonder if we could have that capability.
You can change your form. It's possible. I just keep running and running.
That's Elijah coming out Mount Carmel.
Yeah.
Another capability here seems to be that angels, as we will be made like in the resurrection, were impervious to fire. And so, Ken, if you would read Judges 13:20.
Sure. For it came about when the flame went up from the altar toward the heaven, that the angel of the Lord ascended in the flame of the altar. When Manoah and his wife saw this, they fell on their faces to the ground. Acts 7:30, after 40 years had passed, an angel appeared to him in the wilderness of Mount Sinai in the flame of a burning thorn bush.
Okay, so that wasn't Yeshua or the Father himself in the burning bush either. That was apparently an angel too, right?
Yeah.
Very good. But they're in the flame. not being burnt, not being hurt by it,
Mhm.
Yeah,
impervious to fire.
And even the bush wasn't being consumed, which is interesting.
Another
Yeah.
supernatural capability. You can protect other things, as we'll see here in the prayer of Azariah even. Sean?
Yeah.
So chapter 1, 23 through 27, the prayer of Azariah says, the king's servants that put them in ceased not to make the oven hot with rosin, pitch, tow, and small wood, so that the flames streamed forth above the furnace 40 and 9 cubits, and it passed through and burned those Chaldeans it found about the furnace. But the angel of the Lord came down into the oven together with Azarias and his fellows, and smote the flame of the fire out of the oven, and made the midst of the furnace as it had been a moist whistling wind, so that the fire touched them not at all, neither hurt nor troubled them.
Wow. A moist, whistling wind.
You
All
gotta
right.
wet your lips and then whistle.
Yep. And so, he was able
That's
to
all
like
they were doing. He's
bring
whistling.
some watery kind of something into the atmosphere there to protect, the
Yeah.
Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego there.
The book of Maccabees, I can't remember which one it is, mentions the same thing about an angel coming down and enveloping them in a
Bubble or
dew
something.
bubble or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Mm-hmm.
Reminds me of Rain from Mortal Kombat. Remember he brought a bubble of water.
Yeah.
Here's
And
where
so-
we would insert Johnny Storm, flame on.
So he's not getting burned, but there is a uniqueness where he can seem to control the elements of fire. And we've seen this also in, I think, Psalm 104 that talks about his ministers are flames of fire.
Yes.
So they not only can they appear as in the form of a human man, but they also can turn into fire whenever they want, which is pretty interesting. And I could understand like ancient civilizations of old that would start to see an angel and then think all of the quote unquote gods and spiritual beings have this ability. When they don't. I don't see the unclean spirits being able to do this. Only
Yeah.
the servants of the angels of God, as those spiritual beings, are able to do this.
Yep.
So
Reminds me of 2 Thessalonians 1:7. Jesus will be revealed from heaven with his mighty angels in flaming fire. So
Yes.
these are some hot-headed creatures.
So
they
the
want to
fun
be.
question. The fun question is, can Satan do this? And he's an angel too, right?
Yeah.
That's
From what I can
interesting.
tell, it's a watcher, like archangel characteristic, I guess.
Sure.
with this. I don't know what. Like I think that Azazel is a seraphim, one of
Yeah.
the seraphim class. I don't know what they
Especially-
can fully do.
Right.
But-
Especially considering Apocalypse of Abraham, what it says about him.
Yeah.
They're in the garden and stuff. Crazy.
Have you? I don't know if you have. Like, do you have Isaiah 43 too pulled up
Probably
at all,
not.
Wes? I just want to throw this in real quick, just with regards to the last few slides that we've been talking about. It says, "When you pass through the waters, I will be with you, and through the rivers, they will not overflow you. When you walk through the fire, you will not be scorched, nor will the flame burn you." So that's
Very cool.
directly. That's not even
Yeah.
talking about angels. I know we're inferring that our body's going to be similar because we're going to
Right.
be like angels, but this is like directly, I think, referring to like us as resurrected immortals.
Very good. I wish I would have
Yeah.
caught that one. Thank you.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
I like it.